So, got a new project, something slightly different while I'm waiting for my next kit to arrive. Got a lovely parcel from a friend of mine, Ivan, and in it is a Makiki Pellet Vario. Now then, it's very old. It's got a bit of a sad story to it, so I'll tell you what Ivan wrote to me. Dear Nick, here it is at long last. The Makiki was in the water for 6 hours. Poor Ivan's house got flooded out, and this particular Vario was submerged for 6 hours, and then it was a couple of days before he found it. There was water in the main body and also in the drillings, and the piston balls were moving quite happily, but in the reverse sense. I fear you may have to dismantle it to get anywhere. Luckily for you, it was just rainwater, not sewage water. So that's it. This is my next project. We are going to resurrect and see if we can get this going. At the moment, I appear to have, what should happen is, let me explain for those that have never seen one before. What happens is, when you go up, this green little pellet here will rise, and when you go down, the red pellet will rise. Slightly confusing, but believe me, having flown with one, you do get used to it. Obviously there's no audio sounds. Some of the cool things about it I like, it's still got the original sticker on the top. It's got a sticker from the supplier in the UK. That was Main Air Sports. I might see if I can either get hold of one of these, or whether we can try and copy that to get it back to its original. Don't know what I'm going to do about the Makiki Electronics. PO Box 629, Honolulu, Hawaii. Anyway, so I think the first thing to do is I've got to come up with some way to see if this is actually truly working or not. Right, so quick idea. I have wrapped the Vario in a plastic bag, just sealed it round with some tape, got a bit of silicone tube. I've wrapped a bit of tissue just over the, because if I'm going to be blowing in and out of this, I don't want the moist air going in. I might be a little bit overcautious considering it spent 6 hours underwater, but I'm just going to see if we've got any pellet action. So when I blow some pressure in and the bag inflates, the down pellet's working. But a bit of vacuum there. Obviously the down pellet's working. For some reason the green pellet is stuck, so I think the next thing is going to have to be we're going to have to gently take it apart. There are no instructions to this, so I am going to be working in the blind. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, discard this. We appear to have that pop rivet looks to be blown. I've got a pop rivet there and a pop rivet there. Pop rivets for this sort of Jubilee clip I'm going to leave for the time being. and I'm just going to gently drill out. Now, just having a look with the magnifying glass with these, appears to be almost a plastic material deep down in there, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful when I drill these pop rivets out. I don't just suddenly plunge it down inside, because I've got no idea what's in there. So anyway, I'll come back to you when I've taken these off. Right, well that took some doing. This is actually live. I've not taken this off before. I've managed to, I actually had to grind some of the pop rivets off, so I'm being very gentle. Oh, sorry, my drill moved. Oh, so that's what I got in that side. That's 2 tubes, and one of them's got some cotton wool over it. I'm holding these up because I'm going to use these as a reference later. So there's one, and then I appear to have a tin inside a tin with a plastic tube, and at the back there is, yeah, it's a flask. And not quite sure whether that's the pop rivets. It's snagging on the pop rivets, so some sort, I don't want to pull it too hard at the moment because I don't want to damage anything that's in there. I think it's snagging on the pop rivets. I don't want to damage. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm just going to whip the top of these pop rivets off so that it'll come out better, because I suspect there might be some interaction between those pop rivets on the outside, and this is what I can see at the moment, but I don't want to force it, so that's as much movement I've got at the moment. I'll be back to you in a tick. Right, I've drilled out the last of those pop rivets, and voila, oh, right, so that's a little bit damp in the bottom, nothing to worry about. And then what we have here appears to be a plastic bag, and then that's sealed with some sort of sticky adhesive. So it's a silver foil with some sort of sticky adhesive, which I'm going to put to one side safely. It's almost like it's double lined. So I'm taking this bag off as gently as possible without damaging it. I don't know whether that's anything to do with the pressure sensor or not, but let me just have a little bit of a dry off here. So we've got, again, got another, that's a bit of tape on there, so I think, well, that tape's done. I'm just doing this slowly so this gets recorded, so that at some stage, if I have to go back and go, how the hell did that go on there, I'd like to see if we can use this original material. Right, so it appears to have been wrapped around. It is damp, sticky, and this is now stuck. This has been stuck to this tin. So I'm slowly peeling this off at the moment, because I'm hoping that I can put this back on. Right, that's quite sticky. Oh, no, that's what I didn't want to do. Right, I'm not going to tissue that off. I'm going to leave that somewhere to dry naturally, because we might get some of the stickiness back. I've just tried to put the tissue on it and it's stuck to it now. So I've now got what appears to be a tin. Right, I need to remember these. I'm just marking T top for that one. Then this is the next one, because obviously what I want to try and do is put them back in order. So this is the second one of the top. Again, stuck down. Not sure what this material is, to be honest with you. Right, so I'm going to put, this one is TB, that's TB base. That'll remind me, and also on the video. So I'm now got two here stuck together. So this one's going to be base. That one's wet. If this has been stuck in water for 6 hours, it's done remarkably well. Right. So somebody said on the internet that basically it's a cookie tin, and at the moment I'm disagreeing with them. I suspect this is a tin that has been painted with zinc chromate paint to stop it corroding. Now just going to gently pop round here, very gently. It's coming, but I don't want to force it. I'd rather it doesn't look like it's been glued, but I think what's happened is they coated the inside. So this is what they call, used in light aircraft, it's called zinc chromate paint, and it's applied to stop corrosion and galvanic action. And I think we're getting there slowly. Right. Oh, nearly. Right, there you go. So, no hidden treasure. I'm not going to do a fools and horses, but it has got water inside. So I think the best thing for us to do to start off with is to just make sure that we get everything absolutely naturally dry. The thing I find interesting is there's water in the tin, there's water in here, all this stuff has got wet, and yet that cotton wool doesn't look like it's had water on it. So I'm not sure how, right, I can see how they are stuck to there now. Right. I'm just going to leave everything now to dry out. I think that's going to be the best thing. I'm just going to leave it all to naturally dry out. So I've just had a little look at this with my magnifiers. So just for memory on this video, because this is the only way I'm remembering it, there's a clear pipe holding that on to the green arrow, and that has had some sort of adhesive on it. And then the one with the cotton wool is the red one. And this has been stuck with double-sided tape. And if you look at the structure in there, I'm going to have to be very, very careful about whether I can get that off. I cannot afford to damage this block. And that is, I'm amazed if that's been underwater for 2 hours, 6 hours. Okay, I'm going to leave that for the time being. Possibly come up with a clamp, but that is absolutely stuck fast on there. I mean, I could use a hairdryer to try and get it off, but my worry is I'm going to damage this tape on here as well. I think what I might do is actually just tape round this, and then when I come to redo this, it's had a right old battering, isn't it? Anyway, enough of me waffling. I'm just going to leave it 24 hours to dry out. Okay, so progress. I rubbed and cleaned down and then sprayed the top. I've left some of the dents, as I think I might have said in an earlier video, because I think that's a little bit of history. Sprayed the white outer container. The tin had some corrosion in it along the join, so I used some K-rust, and then I've sealed all of that and then sprayed a little bit of primer just inside. So we're ready for assembly. I'm going to try and remember how I disassembled it, and let's put it all back together. So having marked these materials, this is going back on there like so. I'm going to sit that on that tape so I don't snap the brass fitting off. I'm assuming that this is some sort of thermal insulation. That's done so that the pressure sensors or the pressure readings are not affected by temperature. Right, well, that's all gone back as before. Now the only issue I have at the moment is finding a tape. These tapes, which is similar to what came off, won't stick. This is quite sticky, so I'm going to try something else. This is what's known as combat tape. There you go. Right, and that's stuck on there. So that's now ready to go back into the outer casing. I've had some silica gel in all the places that I thought needed drying out. The pellets seem to move up and down quite freely. So I've just written a little note, a little piece of paper I've written on there, and it says restored by Chitty, September 2020. You never know, one day somebody may take it apart. Hopefully not for many years to come. Okay, so I've just put a little bit of this solvent free adhesive just on the insides of these brass tubes, and I've left them for a little while just to get maximum stickiness, and remembering that that one goes onto the cotton wool goes onto the sink side. I'm now putting this one in here like so. Right, okay, so I'm then going to feed that one onto there. Right, that's in place, and having orientated it with the previous pictures, that pops onto there like so. So now all I have to do is just add the pop rivets. Okay, so I found some relatively small aircraft pop rivets, and what I'm going to do, so I'm going to pop these all in place first. I can localize everything like so, and then fingers crossed. I'm just going to need to check the orientations right. Okay, so wish me luck. Right, there's one. I'm going to pop the other one in the other side to square it up. That's two. That's popping in there like so. Well, they seem to be going in quite well. Okay. I've done it. There we go. 4 pop rivets. She's in. Well, I suppose I better go and fly it now, hadn't I? I think it'd be worth just trying a little, possibly put it in a bag and pressure test it. But yeah, they went in there. I've got to be honest here, that was less scary than I thought it was going to be. So, we're all ready to go flying. Right, so couldn't resist giving it a bit of a test. Sealed bag. I've got a tube in there with some tissue over it so you don't get the moisture out of my let me just see if you can see that alright. Well, that looks like it's working to me. I think we're going to have to go flying now.